Well, with me on the program tonight is actor Tannishtha Chatterjee, and she's the talking point tonight after a very straightforward, if I may say so, Facebook post written by you, Tannishtha, where you said that you went to what you thought would be a comedy show. The format was that of a roast, and you ended up being part of a horror show where you were targeted for the color of your skin, and you were subject to absolute, straightforward racism. We are going to talk about that tonight. Tannishtha, first of all, I want to say it's very brave of you to speak up and nice of you to come on the show, because to take it lying down is terrible. So I think that's, hats off to you there.
Thank you.
And joining you on the panel tonight I want to introduce our guests. I have with me here in the studio Simi, who supports you. Advaita from Delhi, she supports you. Akash is director of Banta. I don't know where he stands. Sorabh, Pant and of East India Comedy, along with Sahil, Shah of East India Comedy with me in the studio out here, feel that you may have taken it a bit too far or too seriously. Mayank, Shekhar, I don't want to presume which way he stands, because usually we agree. Of late we've been disagreeing a lot. On this, I think I disagree with him. Danish, Sait, radio presenter from Bengaluru, supports you, and Karan Talwar, I don't know where he stands, is founder of SNG Comedy. The issue is roast versus racism. Now this is a format. First, let's tell our viewers what happened. It's a format that has become controversial in India of late, very popular in America. The roast. A young film star roasted for the color of her skin. Tannishtha walked out of that show and is terribly angry because all jokes, so-called jokes directed at her, were simply racist. Tannishtha, for those who have not read your Facebook post, just tell us what happened.
So I went to a show to promote my film Parched, and I was told that I'll be roasted, and I said, like, really fantastic. And they also said to me that it's not going to be as harsh as it happens in America. This will be a little light-hearted Indian style roasting. And then we went on to the show, and the only thing worth roasting that they found in me was my skin tone. And what I felt at that point of time is that this is not really insult comedy about me, because this is not a unique quality that I only have. I share this quality with more than 80% probably of our country's population. So where are you offending me? You have to do an insult comedy on me, Tannishtha Chatterjee. This is actually
So what did they say?
Reinserting.
What did they say? What happened?
A prejudice. This is reinserting a prejudice. It's not making fun of me. So I walked out because it's not offending me. The show is reinforcing a prejudice, and it's a popular show where so many kids are watching. What is the kind of confidence that they're giving to those kids? And I have a privileged upbringing, so I can talk about it. But what about so many people, and this keeps repeating itself in the name of humor. We have to understand what satire is. Satire actually, and humor, is making fun of things which are in a position of power. So that they don't get oppressive and exploitative. It's not making fun of the already marginalized, prejudiced issues of our society. That is bullying. I tried to explain to them all these ideas, and they just didn't get it.
Tannishtha, if you don't mind, can you tell us what exactly happened? If you don't mind recounting the experience, because I want people to know exactly what you went through and why you protested. You've written about it in your Facebook post, so Just recap it.
The thing is, when I went there, like I said, that I was told that it will be a roast. And then the roast was that आप जामुन खा के बड़े हुए हैं, आपको जामुन बहुत पसंद है, those, and it kept on. And the first segment I sat through, I thought maybe they'll do something in the next segment, though I was really suffocated. But I thought that, okay, it's the publicity of my film has released, and it's a very popular show with so many million views. The second segment it continued like that, and I just could not take that anymore. I felt that even though I have to promote my film, I cannot stoop down to this level, and I cannot keep being a part of things that I don't believe in, and a show that reinforces prejudices. If you want to humor the prejudice, no?
So what did they say after this happened, Tanishta?
Why
What happened after the show? You just walked out, is it, when this was happening? And you're saying this went on and on. It was not a one-off. This person was going on and on about your complexion. It was going on and on, you're saying.
The only thing that they found roast-worthy about me was my skin tone.
Oh.
And I found that, like, not offensive personally only. I felt this is a very large issue.
Yeah.
And especially when it's about a show which is so popular.
Yeah.
It shows our mindset. What is it in 2016, Arnab? I have to sit with you and still talk about this and actually defend myself and say,
bizarre.
Listen, it's not funny.
No, it's bizarre. It's bizarre. I don't understand this. Let's get some responses to this situation.
In any democracy, this is.
Yeah,
this is a democracy, and I understand freedom of speech.
Yeah,
discriminatory speech is not allowed in any democracy.
No, you see, this is offensive. This is not comedy. The problem is this is offensive. Let's get the other view. Is there another view here at all on the panel here tonight? Is there another view, or does everyone agree with where Tanishta is coming from? Sorabh, you want to? No, one second. Yes, Sorabh. Sorabh and Shah.
The idea was that the joke is racist, and it's again, the racist is the wrong word. The word is something else. I forgot what the word is.
It's racist.
Yeah, whatever it is.
No,
the point is,
it's racist.
Sure,
simple. It's racist.
And again, I don't agree with the joke, and it's like, as somebody.
It's not a joke.
It's not a joke. It's
cheap.
basically just saying that you're whatever Kala, that's not a joke at all.
Yeah.
It's not a joke. It's not funny. It's not something which we would endorse or even condone.
Sure.
But sadly, that is the format of the roast. That is how the roast is conducted across the world, whether it's in the Comedy Central roast or whatever else it is. And we are talking about the democracy, and actually, oddly enough, freedom of speech, as we just mentioned, as Tanishta herself mentioned right now, is part of the whole thing. You can't have it both ways, where it's like freedom of speech with limits.
Okay, so Tanishta, what is being said here by Sorabh Pant, and he's a well-known comedian from East India comedy. He's saying, listen, you went for a roast. So what did you expect?
Right.
That's what he's saying. So he's basically saying, don't complain.
I'm not complaining. I'm raising an issue. I walked out. I never said you ban the show, you stop anything, stop comedy. I never said that. I also said that this is not an offense to me personally. This reflects on us as a society, which is why I want to make a comment. And as Sorabh said, that he doesn't agree with it personally. And in a democracy, as an artist, I absolutely believe in freedom of speech. We have to understand what satire and comedies are. It is about ridiculing and making fun of power. We don't do that. We've reversed it. We are scared of making fun of anything that is powerful. We always find that offensive. We are constantly making fun of things which are marginalized, which are prejudiced.
Okay, what's it? Sahil? Sahil is coming in. Sahil comes in to back up for Sorabh as well.
I completely understand your point, but if you've seen any roast, specifically, if you've gone to any American roast, the things that people say are way more offensive than what happens in Indian television. And let me tell you this, there are things that you cannot say, okay, and I agree completely that, okay, maybe they may have crossed the line, but they are also insulting other people on their, Bharti, the comedian, every joke, if you've seen any episode of Comedy Nights Bachao, is just, you're fat, if you walk, there's an earthquake. There's another comedian on that, he's dark skinned, they insult his skin color. In fact, if a fair woman comes, they insult her for being fair. I've seen jokes where they're like, tu itni gori hai, light reflect ho jayega. Stuff like that happens. Everyone is insulted.
Okay,
that is what a roast is.
Akashdeep comes in. Once Akashdeep comes in, by that logic, if a regressive group of people tomorrow stand up on a public platform and pass lewd and dirty comments on the physical attributes of someone, will you come on the show and say, he was just joking? Would you say that? Tomorrow, if a self-proclaimed film critic, and I'm not saying Mayank Shekhar, if a self-proclaimed, because Mayank is not self-proclaimed, he is a respected film critic. If he goes on Twitter and makes jokes about an actor's skin color, will you come on the show and say, he was just joking? No. You wouldn't say that. I don't understand this. They're saying this is a roast, and they're saying this is a roast, so Tannishtha Chatterjee, don't complain. They made comments on the color of your skin, be quiet. It's part of your film publicity, be quiet, don't say a word. That's what they're telling you, Tanishta, I disagree with them. Okay, Akashdeep, director of Santa Banta, Simi, feel free to come in when you wish to. Advaita also, please. Akashdeep.
Yeah. Yeah, hi Arnab. I completely disagree with Sorabh and his friends who
Sahil.
do a lot of
Sahil.
roast on the web. I think first and foremost, it's not fair. Fun is fine, but you need to draw a line. One should realize that this has been a problem in India from time immemorial. You see, all the North Indians are referred to as Gore Chitte. You will not believe, I did a little research while coming here and we were told that fairness creams sell more in the south and the east. What does this say? I mean, in India we haven't even left gods. All the songs on Krishna say Radha kyu gori, main kyu kala. What is it? Is it into our default DNA that we have to be racist, that we have to be a casteist? I mean, they are talking about America. In America, there is an act called EOE, Equal Opportunity Employment Act, where anybody who judges somebody or decides to support or reject somebody on the basis of skin, religion, color is criminally punished. We need that kind of an act in India. So what if it's media and entertainment and you're having fun? You should use our platform to reform rather than to mock. Look at me.
One sec. Who's coming in on this? I think Tannishtha wants to come in. After that, I'm going to come to you, Danish. Yes, Tannishtha. I'll give Tannishtha the first word tonight, of course. Yes, Tannishtha, what are you saying? Tannishtha and then
Exactly. The thing is that, yeah, you make fun of the prejudice itself. Don't make fun of something that reinforces it. And the thing is, the color bias is also very deeply related to a lot of different things, like a class bias, our caste biases. It's very, very clearly related to all these things. It's very smooshed in all these biases. So it's not as straightforward as just saying that, oh, she's Kali. There are many times I've heard Tannishtha Chatterjee. Oh, Chatterjee, you're a Brahmin. Is your mother also a Brahmin? Maitra. I didn't know what you're getting at. Means Chatterjee, Brahmin, to Maitra is also a Brahmin. How come you're so dark?
Black?
The whole idea that it comes from this whole upper caste equal to white, I'm pronouncing it. We do not talk about these things. We need to talk about it. Our color bias is very deeply rooted in our biases on caste system and class as well. And that's very, very problematic. This is not humor. And it's not personal. It's a very large issue.
When one of the jokes made on the show was, once I'll let Karan to come in on this one.
I actually agree.
No, Karan, one of the jokes made on the show was, आपको जामुन बहुत पसंद होगा जरूर, कितना जामुन खाया आपने बचपन से? I'm reading from a Facebook post. What does this imply? It implies that jamun is the reason for her skin color. Now tell me, one second, listen.
Absolutely.
No, one second. The point is, don't say, it's not about absolutely. Please understand. How is this funny? This is like really low level, How is this funny? What is the point of such a statement but a broadcast of a deeply prejudiced, racist, regressive mindset which is stuck in a time warp of white obsession? This is a time warp of white obsession. In fact, I would say so far that all those matrimonial ads in India today, unfortunately, matrimonial ads are put out which have subcolon saying Gori. You are specifying the color of the person's skin. It's bad enough that you have caste-based matrimonial ads. Right?
Exactly.
But you're specifying the color of skin and you're actually doing it. You want to go ahead and... I think, Tannishtha, you represent a younger generation that's saying enough is enough. This is absolute rubbish. And you won't take it. I'm proud you walked out of the show. Yes, please, Karan.
That is exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That because it has happened and it keeps
I'd like to just chime in, Arnab, if I can.
Come on, it's absolutely okay. This is a roast night, keeps happening. We always make fun of somebody's skin tone. It doesn't mean that it should continue happening.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm voicing this.
These same people don't have the guts. Let them roast one of the Khans. They don't have the guts to roast one of the Khans. Let them take one of the Khans or any top Bollywood influential personality. Let them roast that person they want.
Exactly.
They will just pick up someone who they find is a relatively young new actor, roast the person on a racist basis, and then say, well, you have no choice. You have no choice. And Tannishtha is an acclaimed actress. The fact is, they'll be told, you don't have a choice. You're doing film publicity. We're going to make racist jokes about you. Yes, Karan?
I would like
Karan.
I just want to say that, Tannishtha, I have to say that, that Tannishtha, I think it's really naive of you to think that Indian GEC comedy is going to make an exception for you and suddenly up its standards. Because we all know where its standard lies. They make comedy for the lowest common denominator. And unfortunately, we are racist. Let's not beat around the bush. We are a racist country.
Okay.
If you're a fair person, you're a Gora. If you're a dark person, you're a Kala. If I'm a roast, everything is about being a bald guy.
But the thing
we
is,
are
should we
racist.
say that is unfortunate and leave it there and not make any effort to change it? So we should say, oh, it is unfortunate. No. That's how it's going to be low. And I have a problem in saying lowest common denominator. That is really saying that, okay, it's again an idea that we propagate which is very class based. That lowest common denominator will only enjoy jokes which is crap.
No, but I think in general,
I think
it's about supply and demand. I hate saying this, but it's about supply and demand. There are people who like this kind of humor.
No. One sec. Tannishtha, can no. One sec. The point here is the point being made, and Karan is trying to be intelligent about it. 1 second, Karan, please don't try too hard. You know what? Let me sort of summarize what you're saying.
I'm not
you are summarizing. Karan, 1 minute, yeah. You're not from any political party. No, why are you behaving like that today? Yeah, 1 second. This impatience I only allow to political party representatives. The fact is tonight, at least I got Tannishtha and all of you to laugh tonight, right? It's all right. The fact is tonight, you are saying we are all crass. We are crass, bankrupt people. We do crass things. Tannishtha, don't complain. Be prepared for crassness. That is an argument I don't take.
It's not complaining.
That is an argument.
Sorry, I am going to protest because we need to change that. Then.
Absolutely.
If we are crass and lowest common denominator, all of us, then we need to change that. If I need to protest and educate people and make them understand what satire means, I will do that.
No, the point
is. Thank you, Arnab.
Tannishtha, the fact is today that they say the format is roast, and basically what you're being told today is that you asked for it by going to the show. That's the sum and substance of Karan's first argument tonight. That's the strongest argument that has come here against you tonight. So I say to that, and Danish and Mayank would want to come into the debate, and the format is roast. Is to offend and the celebrity to laugh and take a string of jokes which may be self-deprecating, etc., etc. But how is somebody's skin color even a factor while roasting someone?
It shouldn't.
No, shouldn't be. But it became. No, Danish and Mayank. Danish. No, it's a utter dearth of creative ideas. It's a bankrupt mind which comes up with something like this. Yeah.
Now, firstly, Tannishtha, I'm really sorry about whatever happened with you there. But I think racism, or in general defining people on basis of their color,
Don't feel sorry. Don't feel sorry because it hasn't happened with me.
Cool. I'm in your support.
It's a mindset.
I'm in your support. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry that I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
All
I'm trying to say is, No, I'm sorry I said that. No, what I'm trying to say is, I think in general color is such a big problem, and it isn't just with comedians. I think it also happens with the guy who sells vegetables. Like in Bengaluru, if I go out, their first reaction is to speak to me in Hindi. Why? Because I'm fair, and the instant reaction is "Bhaiya kya chahiye?" And then I'm like, no, I speak Kannada. You can speak to me in Kannada itself. And they're like, oh, okay, but you're really fair. So I think it's not just about comedians, but the issue is largely around our society itself. And I think what you've done right now is at least brought it out to the open for people to be a little more wary, about the way they react and sort of greet people.
No, but you're not taking it seriously. You see, the point is you're all being patronizing in different ways here to Tannishtha.
I am, sir.
No. Watch it. Just 1 minute. Danish, listen. Danish, listen. 1 minute. Just 1 minute. One minute. You see, the point is, what are all of you saying? All of you that are on the other side, Simi, are saying things like it's a roast, it's a joke. Tannishtha lacks the inability to laugh at himself or herself. So what they are doing is ignoring the issue, Mayank. What is the issue? The issue is that there is a big stigma about dark skin color. And what you are adding to the stigma.
Even wait.
No, 1 second. Right. You're adding to the social stigma by bullying a guest. Tannishtha is a guest on that program. You bully her on her skin color, on the stigma, and you pass it off as comedy. You get my point here, right? Mayank?
Arnab, I'll be very honest with you. Yeah, well, I do get your point. I am slightly ambivalent on this issue. One, because we haven't seen the episode. Of course, I've read Tannishtha's Facebook post.
Yeah.
And I would imagine that race and caste would be no-go areas. But I think my big issue with the show, guys, because, to the best of my knowledge, the way roasts work is that the script is usually shared. So if you are going to be offended for various reasons, you should be able to, you should be able to say, at least that was true for the roast that happened with Karan Johar, and you were mentioning about how the biggies are not roasted. Well, there was Ranveer Singh and there was Karan Johar and Arjun Kapoor on that one, and the script was shared. My second thing here is, and in these roasts you do make tall people jokes, short people jokes, things that you have no control over. You do make jokes about someone being fat. In fact, the person who's the host constantly does that about herself in any case. My thing is, because it happens so often, and in this particular show, because quite a few celebrities have had issues, I think India is really not ready for what is quote unquote insult comedy. It's a certain form of comedy which is really no holds barred. It's the whole idea is that you're supposed to be so politically incorrect that most people can't believe that they heard that. That someone actually said that. Someone may not even say that in private.
Can you tell me one thing? Can you tell me one thing? Can you tell me one thing? No, one second. Mayank, listen. Mayank, one second. Tanishta, before you come in, I want a question for Mayank. Mayank, listen. First,
the script was never shared with me.
Okay.
The script was never shared with me.
Right. You make that point. You make the point. Just 1 minute.
Yeah,
1 minute. Please, can I, Mayank? Mayank, listen, it's not about the format here. The question is very simple.
Sure.
I find it exceedingly strange, Mayank, that you take this fairly facile argument that we as a nation are not ready for the great form of American humor called the roast. We are such small.
No, it is
allow
the lowest
me,
form of comedy.
Mayank.
It is by far the lowest form of comedy.
Mayank, listen to me. Listen to me.
Sure.
Don't react like this. Listen to me. What you're saying is basically that this great form called the roast.
Yeah.
And Americans are a very evolved society. So Americans can soak the roast. We, on the other hand, are a evolving society. Maybe 1,000 years down the line, we'll appreciate this great invention called the roast. Now, just 1 minute. American television also has a show called Keeping Up with the Kardashians. That's how evolved they are. Anyway, I'm not getting into that. The question here is this, Sorabh. The question here is this. Would you?
No, but you're assuming that I mean that it's a higher form of comedy.
I am convinced tonight. I am convinced tonight that you believe that
the cheapest and the lowest form of comedy.
Mayank, listen to me. Mayank, you are not a politician. Please listen to me. Mayank, the question here is tonight.
I'm not.
Would you on an American roast program, would they take an African American and roast the person for being black?
They have. On the skin tone.
One second. Would they do that?
No.
Would they roast people from different ethnicities?
Let me speak, Arnab, please.
One second. For the color of their skin?
Yes.
They have.
One second. And that. One second. If that, and some of the panelists here say, yes, they have. You're saying they have.
Yeah, of course.
So
Yes,
is that a precedent for us? No. Is everything American good?
No, I'm not.
No, is America, no, 1 second. Just you do understand that. The argument being put tonight is, this is a wonderful American concept that we are not ready for. Who buys that? Advaita, you buy that? That this is an American concept and people like Tanishta are not ready to accept an evolved form of humor. One second. Advaita is on the debate. I'm saying tonight, I come into the debate and I say this, listen to me here. Listen to me. Racism is real in our country. It hurts.
Yeah,
Tanishta is not saying it for any reason. It hurts.
Right.
So don't make it a comedic subject.
Right.
And it's not even in passing. You constantly berate her for the color of her skin. It hurts. She says 80% of Indians share that color of the skin. She's right. This is racism clouded as comedy. It's racism clouded as comedy. Don't call it any other name. Advaita is on the debate with Mayank. 1 second. Advaita want to make a point.
I think one of the
Advaita,
points-
Advaita, please. Advaita, please.
You know, I mean,
Advaita.
you know what's emerging?
Come
in
in,
the
Karan, 1 minute. Karan, 1 minute. Yeah, okay, go on. One at a time. Yeah, we'll all come.
What sort of seems to be emerging is that American comedy is the gold standard here. But you know, when you think of back of American comedy and the history also, the way that it's evolved. You used to have a character called. Let me finish, please. You had a character. You had this recurring character called Blackface. You know, he's disappeared for very, very obvious reasons, because there was a link to the kind of, racist practices that existed about 80 odd years ago, and the whole movement behind getting rid of that kind of discrimination. So, comedy evolves. Blackface isn't around anymore, and there's a very valid reason for that. So when comedy engages with social issues, with social problems, it also responds to it. I think what the problem here is that you're looking at mainstreaming a certain prejudice and making it acceptable. And I think that is what she has raised, and I applaud her for doing that, because it's something that is extremely oppressive to women and burdens them with a lot of self-esteem issues throughout their life. So I think the thing here is, if you have the right to offend, which is well and good, you also have the right to be offended. And how you respond to that offense,
Danish.
is she asking for it to be boycott or a ban?
Danish,
No,
Karan.
she is raising a valid issue, and I think it's worthy of discussion.
Danish.
It's worthy of discussion.
Danish is coming in. 1 second.
Standing up for women, I think it's in general everyone.
Yes.
I think it's.
I absolutely agree with the statements.
Women, I think it's everyone.
It's not gender specific. I also think it's not gender specific. We have fair and handsome
women, that's why I'm
queens as
correcting
well.
you. I have nothing against you.
Yeah, it is not gender specific.
Yeah.
It is men and women. Yeah,
Thank
absolutely.
you. Yeah, it's not. Yeah.
One second.
Thank you.
Can I? Karan wanted to come in. 1 second. 1 second. Karan wanted to come in here. Yes, Karan. I'm listening to you all tonight.
Yeah, just
Karan.
real quick. So Arnab, so every year the Comedy Central roast, somebody or the other gets offended. First of all, this year was right-wing analyst Al Coulter who was really offended about the roast. So it's not like they're a completely evolved society. They also have their own problems.
Come back now.
Secondly, this show is a repeat offender. Okay, just a few months ago, Lisa Hayden was on it for one of her movies. And Lisa Hayden is a beautiful woman with dark skin, and guess what? They called her a black African, they called her a kangaroo, they called her all these things.
They did that?
It was a little bit of a thing that was shoved
One
aside.
second. I don't believe this. I don't believe this.
This happened.
No, I don't believe they actually did that.
Wow. I would really like to come in here.
Simi want to come in. Simi.
This is
Simi.
a news report.
Simi wants to come in.
The point is that when Tannishtha was uncomfortable about it, the host did not stop there.
Why?
He himself has said that, this is a little bit about leg pulling but not insulting. Does this stop at leg pulling, or is this insulting? When Lisa Hayden and Jacqueline Fernandez were on the show, they were trying to do the same thing as Karan himself has said. They called her a kangaroo. They made fun of her color. They called her African. And you know where it stopped? Because Akshay Kumar decided that he wasn't liking these jokes, and he got them to alter the script. So Mayank, to answer your question, I don't think the scripts are shared in advance, because had that happened, neither Lisa Hayden, nor Jacqueline Fernandez, nor Akshay Kumar, nor Ritesh Deshmukh, none of them would have approved of this.
No, not in
and
this
why
show.
did they make
Clearly
the
not in this
changes
show.
later on? Because they were
Not
bigger
in this
stars
show, but it
defending
does
those
get
girls.
shared in advance in roasts.
No. This is not.
It is not shared in the show. Clearly, there's a problem.
No. 1 second. 1 second. Tanisha is clarifying second time. Tanisha is clarifying second time. Tanisha.
Let me finish my point.
I'm clarifying the second time that the script was not shared with me.
Krishna Bhardwaj
And
has
what was
himself
told to
said
me
that he
is
just
that
told
he is
her
going to
it's
be
like the roast, and he had not shared
And
the
there's something
script.
wrong with that.
Nothing of that sort in that explanation.
And let's be. No, 1 second. Please understand here, and question goes out to Mayank, because Mayank, this argument of the roast being a format and the roast being voluntary. Right. The point being made by Sorabh, roast voluntary. You volunteered to be roasted. Mayank's format is roast is a format, American format.
No, that's not my point.
No, 1 minute, just a minute. Just a minute. Tanishtha,
Sure.
I just want to pick on that with Tanishtha. I'm coming to you. I want to pick on that with Mayank.
It is not an American format.
Mayank, listen, even if a roast is voluntary, and Tanishtha went there voluntarily,
I can't hear.
okay, and if you agree to be roasted, will you laugh it away in American television if you are black and the N word is used against you? will you laugh it away if you are black? You
So
go one
basically,
second. You go an American roast. Show
Right.
me one American roast where the N word will be used against a black.
But
Or blackface will turn up.
Yeah, or Advaita adding to that. Advaita.
Okay.
What
So,
are you saying,
yes,
Or you'll
Advaita?
have a
Arnab,
character,
what
or if you
Advaita.
have a character
Firstly,
like
you're-
if you have a character like that
Arnab, let
jumping
me
in, or if you
speak.
have someone
Basically,
sort of copying someone with cerebral palsy, for example, mimicking them. We just had Trump do something similar, and the kind of backlash he got. So there are certain boundaries, there are certain things that you don't really go too far with when it comes to humor, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, Mayank.
It just makes for a kinder place.
No, Mayank.
okay, so what I think where you're getting me wrong, Arnab, is assuming that I'm calling one roast as this highest form or most evolved form of comedy. It's not. What I was referring to was insult as a form of comedy, and I'm sure, having grown up in India, we've been in situations where all kinds of random jokes we make among friends in private. Now that being made in public, and deepening those prejudices may be wrong, and maybe, and what I mean as a society, we may not even be ready for it because we may not see any humor in it. But tall people jokes, short people jokes, sexist jokes, colored jokes, being very fair, being very dark. You remember that Amitabh Bachchan song, Jiski Biwi something else. I mean, that in itself you can find deeply insulting and deepening prejudices as well, and not see the humor in it. I am saying maybe one did cross the line here. I'm being ambivalent because I've not seen the suggested episode, but I think at some level that insult as a form of comedy really goes that way.
Wonderful.
Whether it's American or not,
So
is not.
what you're saying is
we're not looking at the history of it.
what you're
But
saying,
people do it privately in any case.
what you're saying is it's a fine art.
I
mean, this is the strangest thing I have heard
I'm not
out
saying
here.
it's a fine art.
Tannishtha,
It's the cheapest.
Tannishtha, 1
it's
minute.
the cheapest,
One minute.
lowest form of comedy.
You are
the
not
lowest form of comedy.
Why? What's it? Tannishtha is laughing at this because at the end of it, I've heard all arguments tonight. I heard an argument. Tannishtha voluntarily went. Don't complain. Tannishtha, this is a very evolved form of television which you don't have. You cannot understand the depth of it. Danish, now we are hearing it's some kind of fine art. Right? No, what's it? Danish, Tannishtha.
I said it's the lowest form of comedy.
I want to understand another thing. I want to understand another thing.
Just one chance.
About roasting. Roasting is actually a counter to a toast where you do an insult comedy in some way to celebrate that person's contribution to work. My whole thing is that where was the roast about me? This was not a roast. It was just certain comments of prejudice.
Could we just stop over there? Just sorry.
I think we're not even getting.
One second.
One of you, please. One of you. Sahil, Danish, wait.
I just want to know, have you seen an American roast? Have you seen any American roast for that matter? Have you seen a roast? Have you?
Yes,
Which
but
one?
the thing is that let me say one thing. When you roast, there would be one or two things about certain. There would be an entire range of different things that you do.
There's not a single moment in the history of roasting where you make where you say, "Hey, you're a fantastic person."
That's not what she's expecting. No. What says Sahil? No, Sahil. That's not the point she's making. 1 second. Tannishtha, can I come in?
I didn't say that. I didn't make that point.
No, Tannishtha.
I didn't make that point. Please listen to what I said.
It's a reductionist point. What Sahil is doing is that he's doing a reductionist talk. He's saying that, Tannishtha, you are being super sensitive. They just were doing something which they were roasting you out there. But Tannishtha is saying it was not the one of the points. It was the only point. Sahil, she's saying that they were going on and on and on and on about her complexion. I don't know today whether these people will have the guts to roast any star who goes out and only promotes fairness, screams. They won't touch that person. They'd only question Tannishtha, right? Advaita, that's where the problem comes from. Right? Find a soft target.
I think.
Find a soft target and then say it's supremely funny. Yeah, Tannishtha. Advaita, please. Advaita.
I mean, I think the only thing that can be said in defense of this is because, I do support free speech, is that it may not have been intentional in the hurt that it can cause or in the fact that it goes out there and mainstreams this kind of humor. I think that is the only thing that can be said because, it is after all done as a form of entertainment. But I think what's equally important is that if we don't highlight this, if we don't discuss it like we are right now, what happens is that this continues. This becomes a form of humor that is acceptable. And I think that is the important point to be made when it comes to this, not necessarily, that they should not exist.
Sorabh.
The show is something I don't agree with. The joke is something I don't agree with. Nothing about this I agree with.
Do racial attacks happen in India? Do you agree with that?
It's horrible. Everything is terrible.
Do racial attacks happen? Are people attacked are people attacked on the basis of the way they look? From
That's
Delhi to
horrible.
Bangalore?
That's a terrible thing. And as was the case in this show. That was a terrible thing to say.
No, 1 second, Sorabh. 1 second.
Yeah.
From Delhi to Bangalore, have we seen how racial prejudice is played out in the most uncouth and violent way?
Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah?
Condemn it completely, obviously.
So tomorrow will you say you'll get somebody from the northeastern part of India, put them on a roast and question them on their appearance and racial features, not once but go on about it again, then say, we're just being funny?
Which, by the way, they have done, and we condemn that as well.
Would you say that's being funny?
It's not being funny. I don't find it funny at all.
If tomorrow, I'm just asking you here, if tomorrow you take the America of the 50s and the 60s, right? The America of Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, when there were people being killed on the streets for being black, and then you take a person who's black and you put them on a show out there, and then you say go on and on about that person and the color of their skin and also their race, would that person say, oh, you know what, I don't care about what's happening around me, I don't care that people are being killed, I don't care that it's a serious issue, I don't care that it's empirical data, that it is wrong and that people are being attacked on a daily basis, but someone's just having a little fun?
Again,
I won't complain.
That's the point Tannishtha is making to the Americans constantly. This is like I completely disagree with that aspect of the roast. Yeah.
No, I haven't heard something as ridiculous as we're not evolved to digest the roast yet.
I don't agree with that.
I mean, this is like, I completely. One second, Danish, please. Danish wanted to come in. Danish, please. Danish.
Yeah, I think it's very unfortunate with whatever happens on television channels these days. And constantly, like I disagree with Mayank when he says we're not ready for roast. I think we're more than ready for roast because that's the only thing they show us on TV these days, right? You pick a comedy show which is in Hindi and they're straight away targeting, the look, the appearance, or they're just attacking a woman, throwing things at her, or they're throwing things at an old man. I think it's very consistent. So we're more than ready, and I think Tannishtha has been right in bringing it about right now and to say, you know what, it needs to stop somewhere. We got to be more responsible about what we're doing on TV.
Yeah. In fact, Tannishtha in her post has even admitted she was looking forward to being roasted.
Arnab, can I just get in? I just have a couple points to make.
Yeah, Karan. Yeah, go on.
Arnab, can I say something here,
please? Yeah, Karan.
So Tannishtha, I heard you just say that where was the roast? I'm happy to say that I'm glad you asked because I would love to do a roast of you the right way at some point to show everybody what a roast can be. So please give me that opportunity. And secondly, the channel is called Colors. How come nobody's ever mentioned this? The channel is called Colors.
By the way, the channel has sent me
Done deal.
You know what I get sense again. I feel that everyone on the program, and strangely enough, me tonight, we all have the capacity to listen to each other. And I think we all have. It's very unusual for the Newshour.
It's like the most peaceful Newshour ever. Like everyone's listening.
There are no politicians. No politicians, Arnab. This is what happens.
You're missing Sambit Patra? Yeah. I can call him right now in case you're missing it. Yeah? Akash? No, we're having fun here. We're actually reasonable people.
Arnab, it would be incredible for all of us to do...
No, but Arnab, it's not. It needs to be taken into focus that there is a larger problem. Tannishtha, hello.
Yeah.
Yes.
Arnab, Tannishtha has not stood up for herself. She stood up for a social problem that has existed and exists till today, where dark women do not get married because of non-availability of bridegrooms. If married, they are asked to pay a premium dowry.
That's not in India, which
sometimes post-marriage they are harassed.
Yeah.
So dark women should not be mocked and joked at. There are so many other topics that one can use at comedy shows.
Yeah.
There is a large problem here. She's not just stood up for herself.
There's a point coming in from Simi, wants to say something to her, please.
I want to ask Tannishtha, wasn't Radhika Apte also on the show with you?
Yeah, she was.
And did they talk about her naked videos?
Not directly.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's something
See,
that
that's
she has
another
chosen
thing,
to do.
because
It's
I'll
a
tell you
role
one
that she
thing.
chose. This is the color that she hasn't chosen to be born
They
with.
will-
No, but whatever her color, it's nothing to be embarrassed
Exactly.
about at all.
So you know what? I think she's
Exactly,
beautiful.
you're very
but
right.
At least
But
she,
they
it's
will
something
also
she was
not do
born
that
with, and they were
because-
making fun of her. Why not Radhika Apte? Why not
the
question her?
question is Simi, listen. We are no, moralizing subjective police
Not
out
her.
here, right? I don't pass videos on pass verdicts on what people are doing there in their professional space, right? I'm not here to pass comments on any individual.
Yeah.
You're mentioning an individual. What I'm saying here is,
Exactly.
I feel that what Tannishtha has done is very, very vocal, very straightforward. And Tannishtha, speaking to you, you are very articulate.
Essential.
You're very articulate and you've conveyed your point of view very, very clearly. So I don't know, but we are all very proud of you for saying what you do.
Thank you, Arnab.
It would have been easier for her to stay on and not
And if
walk out.
anything else,
Thank you, and I am looking forward to a real roast.
We all volunteer, by the way. All of us
Okay.
on. We'll do
Okay.
it on sub TV because it includes
many
everyone.
else, many else.
I just have a point.
Sahil now, come on, Sahil.
Thank you.
No.
I can't
It's a
hear.
very simple point. I just want to ask one very simple thing. Is that he was talking about that dark.
You know what, Sahil? If you carry on any longer, I am going to roast you right here on the Newshour, and you are not going to enjoy that very much.
Then I will write a Facebook status about it.
Well, 1 second. If Sahil is being stopped here because I'm going to roast him after this, I thank you all very much for joining me on this debate on the Newshour tonight. Especially,
so much.
we shout out loud here for Tannishtha Chatterjee. Thank you, Tannishtha. Thank you.